Wait,
Is this mic even on?
she
She's
dropped
like,
an atomic bomb on her ass.
No, literally, it's everything everywhere all at once. TM, TGN. Always just say yes to whatever I feel like doing.
Hello, and welcome to our podcast, Underqualified.
This is Jay and Ani. We're here with our episode 1.
Today we'll be discussing Are All Men Replaceable? Talking about dating, expectations, and
just if I don't know, are we demanding the bare minimum from the relationships that we have in this life? Okay.
You're joining us in our coffee chat. We're outside. We're at Christ College at Cambridge.
It is a beautiful day, Sunday afternoon.
Ani, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking an Americano, Jay. You know, I don't stray from my order too often.
You never stray.
No. Today, what did you get? A fancy
I got
drink?
a coconut latte from Nero because they were out of oat milk. And the lady just put coconut. She didn't even ask if I wanted, I said oat milk, she just put coconut. And then I said, wait a second, do you have oat milk? And then she was like, no. It's like, what if I was allergic to coconut?
I was literally just going to ask that. As you and I both well know, as allergy kids, what if she just said whole milk and our stomachs were red?
She just whole milked. She dropped an atomic bomb on her ass.
No, literally. It's like Jay is like in pain. I'm dead.
5 minutes into the podcast recording.
EpiPen.
We're like, gotta go.
Gotta go. This was fun. Underqualified is underground.
It's coming out.
It's everything everywhere all at once. But anyway.
Okay.
Back to our coffee order.
So what inspired the conversation that is taking place during our coffee chat today?
You might be wondering, why are we talking about the replaceability of men? Well, the man who we are discussing, the one and only, is a man who many consider widely to be the leader of the Western world, of religion as a whole, and that man is the Pope. I don't think a single person has been able to open their phone, any sort of social media news outlet for the past 2 weeks without seeing news about the conclave, the new Pope, Leo, the something.
The numbers.
The numerals.
We are both
bad Catholic.
We were bad Catholics. I was baptized Catholic.
Same.
That's about as far as I got.
Okay,
Were you confirmed? Or what was it called?
I was confirmed.
Confirmed.
I was a Catholic girl through and through. I'm like...
But now, what's the numbers behind the Pope Leo's name?
Stutter. Censored. This is censored. We will figure it out.
He's gonna come for you. He's American.
He literally is. He literally went to Villanova. He'll be like, oh my God, this is a bad Catholic, bad American, bad Italian moment. I'm just failing on all fronts.
So sad.
Every front. All to say.
He's an American Pope, though.
He is an American Pope. And the topic of men as replaceable in regards to the Pope, I feel like...
It's timely.
It's timely.
It just fits the right aesthetic, because it's all about men replacing another man within their group after, he's kicked the can.
Exactly.
Pope Francis, peace.
Exactly. With all love.
And all the drama surrounding who they were going to choose. I remember sliding those Instagram carousels about who the possible popes were going to be. He was a dark horse.
He was a dark horse.
He didn't show up once. I had to look him up after.
Have you seen any of the reveal videos where it's like the reveal of the Pope, gender reveal. We have a female Pope. No, just kidding.
That would be.
Catholic Church actually bans me from ever attending Mass again after I speak on this. But I think the reveal videos. It's when his name was revealed in St. Peter's Basilica, in the square. Everybody, all the Italians were shocked and horrified that it was an American. They're like, Americano! Ah! They were so upset.
I would be too.
I would be too. I am too. I'm like, in this time, in this moment.
Do we really need another American leading an organization?
They're not, exactly. They're not really looking tempting. They're not inspiring faith in the American
Hey, but this Pope is good, though. He's going to follow the line of the Pope Francis succession.
In a way, but
he's from the same like faith order. They have different like parts of the Catholic faith, and he's on the same one as Pope Francis, who is more progressive.
That is
for the
true.
papacy, progressive for the papacy.
Okay,
that's like saying that like relatively ice is warmer than like frozen salt water.
That's exactly
like,
right.
It's warm.
It's warm, but like
how warm?
And that is how we're bridging these two concepts. Because really, when it comes to the Pope, like we talk about Pope Francis, and listen, God rest his soul. Like, it's truly a tragedy. He did a lot of good, especially in the way that he was able to like guide so many people that held foundationally that held certain beliefs within the Catholic Church. He was able to act as a beacon to maybe shift some of those beliefs.
He really did.
So he was an amazing man. But that is how we're bridging those two themes. Like, are we demanding the bare minimum? Like, it is the bare minimum to care about migrants, to accept gay marriage, to care about people of color. Like, unless you're given the moniker of the Pope and all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, and again, an amazing man, but oh my God, you're the most amazing man on the planet. Like, what an angel from heaven. I'm like, isn't that the bare minimum though? Like human rights.
Mm-hmm.
Not to come for the Pope like that so early on a Sunday. I'm like,
snipe them out of nowhere. On Sunday,
I'm like, I'm literally doing the cross right now. Like, God, please, I still want to go to heaven.
Okay, but this idea of talking about doing the bare minimum, right? Have there been times in your life that you've encountered a man doing the bare minimum? Have you?
I would like to answer that with a yes. And
who are you thinking of, though?
I'm thinking of too many people. That's my yes.
Pick one. Let's start.
Okay,
at the beginning. What's the first person you think of that are all men replaceable?
For all men replaceable or bare minimum? Because I think I'm gonna have to give two different answers.
Well, let's go with the bare minimum. That sounds
okay.
Fun.
Bare minimum. Oh yes. I'm gonna have to go. I'm not gonna go with the name yet because he low-key is kind of a celebrity. Not deeply, but in the sphere of Latin American reality television. If he ever listens to this, he'll know exactly that I'm talking about him. But this is a boy that I dated when I was traveling through Brazil. I was so head over heels for him, so in love with him. And when I left Brazil, I thought I had just left like the love of my life behind.
Oh, that's so sweet though.
Thank you. I'm like, it was cute.
And he was like, I was down bad.
I was down bad, especially considering, let's just give some context. I was 18. He was 28.
Oh, we don't need that context.
The context is for real. I'm like, wait, retrospectively. Should you have been in jail? No.
You were 18.
I was legal, but you know.
There were some questions, but you were the 18-year-old, so you know. We've moved on.
Exactly. We moved on.
Clearly the story doesn't go a positive direction.
No, not that positive. Except for him. His life is doing great right now. Well, it was. Actually, it might be on the downhill.
Okay, so give us back to the story.
So back to the story. So basically, it was one of those relationships where I feel like if you've ever traveled abroad or like traveled around in your youth, it's like you go and you meet some people almost immediately and this bond forms it feels so fast and intense because there's like an impermanence to the fact like you have an end date and they have an end date and you guys are in this like new place for both of you together. Like he wasn't a local, he was from like Tijuana and he went from Tijuana to San Diego for his undergrad and then back to Tijuana. So he was from Mexico. So it was one of those bonds where immediately I was head over heels and I felt like he was head over heels too. It just felt very intense. We were spending like almost every day together. In my 18-year-old brain at the time, it felt like the most like romantic thing in the world.
What was the most romantic thing he did though?
Okay, that's the thing. That's where now retrospectively I go to the bare minimum. Here's the things. Here's a list of things that I thought were above and beyond romantic. Beyond. Number one, he bought me pizza. This is in Brazil, first off. I love you, Brazil. The pizza's bad. Pizza sucks.
PSA, if you go to Brazil, don't get pizza.
You're doing yourself a disservice. Quote unquote, got me pizza before I came home from my volunteer work for the day. but it had dairy on it, and he knew I had a very severe dairy allergy. So then he just ate the pizza himself. Like, it was his own pizza order.
He ordered a pizza for himself, nominatively said,
no, literally,
this is for you, Ani.
He's like, here, babe, I got your pizza. Like, hard day. I'm like, but I could die from that pizza. And he's like, okay, I got it, though. I'll eat it. And at the moment...
No worries, girl.
That's top of the list. I'm like, retrospectively, in that moment when I tell you, I was like, oh, but that was just so sweet and romantic. Though, like, I can't believe I can't eat it.
Not the reframe.
Not the reframe. Not like that. Not for this man.
It was the thought that counts.
It was the thought that counts.
When someone says the thought that counts, most of the time that just means...
No, it means that you fucked it. Exactly.
It means someone fucked it up and you're just justifying.
No, exactly. Like, I'm really working hard to try and make you look good in my own eyes. So that's one. That's the first one that came up.
Top of the list.
Top of the list.
It's hard to top a pizza that you can't eat that then he proceeds to eat all of.
No, exactly. It's like, oh, well, what are you going to do? Okay, two. Actually, oh my God, I can't believe how perfectly he fits the bill for this conversation. 2. So I went through a really bad bout of dysentery in my time in Brazil. But he had been planning this hike to a famous spot to go in Rio. It's like called Pedra do Telegrafo, and it's like the one, if you've ever seen the pictures on Instagram where it looks like you're dangling off a cliff. Yeah, and it's like very famous, but it's an optical illusion. You're like standing on like a rock, like it's safe. Mm-hmm. But we had been planning to go do that hike, but then I got dysentery like the day before. And so I am now, like, I am suffering. Like, I don't need to regale you with all of the ways that I'm suffering.
Girl, this is a medical podcast.
No, literally, I'm like, we're going But so I'm feeling horrible. I'm like, hey babe, like, I think let's reschedule. I don't think I can do this today. Like, I'm not feeling up to the hike.
Setting boundaries.
Thank you. Setting boundaries. It's summer in Rio. It's 105 degrees Fahrenheit. To all of our European listeners, I know that means nothing. It just means it's really fucking hot. And he was like, oh, but I've been dying to go for so long. I think you're just going to really enjoy it. You're going to be really happy you pushed yourself. You're going to be really happy you pushed yourself.
You're going to be really happy.
He's like, I just think this is a once in a lifetime experience. I'm like, what about next Saturday? He's like, no, I might be more tired by next Saturday.
Not to excuse more tired.
I'm like, yeah, because you're old and like literally geriatric, Mr. 28.
It's that 28. When your bones reach 27, they just start going down.
Right to dust. Right to dust.
Right to dust.
And he's like, no, I just think you're gonna be really happy you did this, and you're gonna appreciate it even more. Like, you're gonna be happy and grateful to me that you went on this hike. So the man did force me to go on a 3.
You went?
I went.
What was the reframe this time?
The reframe this time, I was like, you know what? I will be really happy I did this. What if I die from dysentery? And then I'll never.
From dysentery, that means I need to do it now.
I literally thought, I'm like, if I die in 2 days without having done this, I'll regret this. In the next round, I'll be like, shit, that would have been such a cool picture. And when I tell you, I posted a picture of like him in his backpack, like on the hike, like his back to the camera. I'm like, yes. Meanwhile, I'm literally like dying.
She's like pulling over every 5 minutes. Like, one second, please.
I'm like, hold on, as I like,
this is the greatest experience of my life.
Like, this is spiritual, beautiful. Yes. Yep. No need to get too graphic, microphone, but
we'll cut that out in the post.
Exactly, that goes. With
our limited post skills.
Yes, this goes in with our very limited skills.
This goes in the long blooper reel. Mm-hmm. So then, is there a third, or is that like that was all we needed?
Okay.
I think the bare minimum has been established.
The bare minimum has been established. I do think I have one final little tangent, but it's like a little nail in the coffin. It's not as bad as the other two, but it was him saying, you know, my favorite thing about you, and like.
Guys, this is about to be the heartfelt compliment we all need to hear at night.
Right? Like, I thought it was just going to be, like, so sweet. I was so head over heels. I'm like, what is he going to tell me? I'm like, so kind, so beautiful. Like, I make his day brighter. What is it? He goes, you always just say yes to whatever I feel like doing. And I thought that was so sweet. I'm like, you're right. I am just open-minded, spontaneous, and ready for anything.
Not the reframe.
That was the reframe.
You being open to anything too. I'm nice, spontaneous, free flowing, good to go. Like, I'm down for whatever.
Down for
Clearly
whatever.
You were.
I was down for whatever.
But the dysentery hike. That's a good compliment, though. He really pulled that one out of like the deep dark, like
deep dark parts of his soul. And I really should have been realistic. He was very much a gym bro, 10 years older than me. Went on to be on like Telemundo's version of American Ninja Warrior the next year.
Oh, so he was hot.
He was sexy. So you guys will understand why I forgave all this. He was a professional football player, soccer player beforehand.
Football, soccer, yeah.
In England, actually. And then he got injured. He used to play for one of the Manchester teams. You know who you are. I hope you're listening to this.
You know who you are, and good job with the reframes.
Yeah, good job with the reframes. I hope you feel bad. I was just like literally a little baby, and now you're an old man. I hope you feel regret.
Yeah, if you're 18, you're what, 24 now?
Yes.
So that means that's 6 years. 6 plus 28, that's 34.
34. Have fun being geriatric.
Have fun having your knees pop.
No, literally. I hope your cane didn't like crumble under all this pressure I just put on you.
But when we're 34, we're gonna be like, that's young fried chicken. I've never heard of someone so springy. I've never heard of someone so full of life.
No,
I couldn't imagine being 50. Like,
because like 34 is youth and like sexy and young. Like it's so young, except
34
for right
is
now.
So young when you're 34.
When you're 34, when we're 34.
When we're 34.
Literally.
It reminds me of the Kardashians who, like, have you seen their images over time? They've looked the same over like 20-year span. But if you look at 40 and 50-year-olds, like from a couple, like 10 decades ago, they look so old. Like the Golden Girls were supposed to be in their 60s.
Yes. Oh my God, I have seen those. And it's just like the way we perceive like aging in women now. Is so different.
Well, Leonardo DiCaprio replaces his women at the drop of a hat. What's the age number again?
25. I'm like, I have 1 year left to get up in there. I'm like, Leo, I'm coming for you.
When he hears this podcast, he's gonna know you're the girlfriend.
No, he's gonna know. She is down for anything for 1 whole year.
Down for anything.
Down for anything, up for anything. You know who I'm talking about. 1 more year. 1 more year.
Leo, reach out.
Leo, please. I studied environmental science. I know you're a big climate warrior in this space. Just throwing it out there.
Just shooting your shot.
Just throwing it out there. I'm shooting my
shot.
Manifest. You can't spell manifest without man.
So would you replace him though before you turn 25?
Leo?
Yeah. Or would you let him replace you?
I think my pride, I would replace him. I think January 15th, I'd be like, hey, like, I'm really interested in somebody else. I need a little more substance. Like, your money, sexiness, incredible IMDb profile, money and sexiness again, it's just not doing it for me. Like, I need better. I think
he's not that sexy anymore.
Is he not?
No.
Oh, January 15th, that's our deadline.
15th, he's done.
15th. We have from now to the 15th. Leo, if you want to make the most of these next few months, reach out. You know where to go. You know where to come.
She's single.
I am single.
Ready to mingle.
Ready to mingle. Cambridge has me ready to mingle. No, but that's my answer for the bare minimum. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like, I've come from a background of a string. I mean, at the moment, clearly, I'm not in a committed relationship or a relationship of any kind.
No.
At the moment. And so leading up to that, I have just kind of had a string of different relationships, not in any sort of transient, like overtly transient or transactional way, anything like that, but it's been like, okay, short-term relationship, okay, this man kind of is giving me bare minimum, feels replaceable. Like, in my lived experience, I have now created like somewhere in my psyche, whether I like consciously or subconsciously believe it, the idea that men are replaceable because they have been replaced.
True.
But we're coming at this from opposite standpoints. Like, you are in a loving and beautifully committed relationship.
Yeah, like 4.5 years plus.
No, exactly.
Woo, shout out my boyfriend.
Shout out Nick.
Cutest man I know.
Oh, cuties. And also, Nick, if you're listening, which I know you are, if you want to reply to our Instagram group chat, go crazy. Like,
No, because I accidentally meant to send a meme on Instagram to a group chat that was Nick and his sister and Ani separately.
That's his sister. Oh my God, I thought it was just a friend.
No, and then I accidentally clicked because Instagram, I don't update my apps.
Okay.
So I went through a whole update of like 140 apps. They updated all at once.
Okay.
And it added like the send by a group or send as an individual.
Oh, yes.
And so I accidentally clicked and I was going fast because I'm like, oh, just send it. Just send it.
No,
it clicked go to group. So now Ani has met Nick and Vivian in the virtual space.
Yes.
Because I sent a meme to both of them.
It was a virtual coffee chat, if you
and then I followed it up with, this was an accident, but Ani, meet Nick and his sister. Nick and his sister, meet Ani.
And I met them, and this is me.
But they didn't reply back.
No.
It was just Ani being like, hi guys, it's so lovely to meet you. Silence.
Dead silence.
I think Nick or Vivian liked it.
Okay, did they?
I think they liked your message.
That'll make me feel good. I'm gonna go back and follow up on that one because I'm like, Nick, I just like, this might be awkward before our group trip.
That he doesn't know about yet.
He doesn't know about yet.
Ani's showing
the
up.
Listeners, I'm going to Italy with Jen. No. Nick, I promise I will not be crashing your trip. I just may be in Italy at the same time as you guys. If you so
happen to want me there, you'll be there.
Okay.
Who is this girl following us in Italy? Turn our heads the other way. We go, oh.
Look, I have an Americano for you.
Coffee.
Coffee. Are you ready for a
Espresso.
Espresso. Oh my god, that brings my mind to the SNL. Did you ever? Okay, tangent. The espresso spiffs on SNL. Did you ever see them?
What do you mean?
Like they spoofed the song Espresso, but with like a Latin American like.
Oh, about Diego?
Yes, yeah. It's
I don't remember how it goes anymore, but it was all over my.
It was so good. It was Domingo, and then Bad Bunny came on for like the 50th anniversary one where they like re-spoofed it, and he was like, "I'm Domingo's hot brother," and it's.
I didn't see that one.
Watch it. It's so
because
good.
They did a different one though. That was pretty good.
After a lovely shout out to Nick, the sweetest man that Jay knows, the loving and committed boyfriend. They have been dating for over 4 years. And so I feel like your foundation of like relationships are like the foundational belief that you get to operate on at this moment is that they're not replaceable. Like you move through the world like committed to somebody because he means enough to you and is significant enough to you that he's not replaceable.
That is so true.
Right?
I couldn't replace him with anyone.
Oh, so I was wondering, like, do you have, like, what, not to put you on the spot like this, but what traits may be?
Oh, we're recording a podcast, but it's all good.
Totally fine.
We're recording in public.
LOL.
It was sad though because they looked like a nice little family.
They seem super sweet, but like
we just turned away a kid in a wheelchair. She wheeled his ass away.
Okay, so wait, let's look at our report card from this episode so far. I've criticized the Pope. I blasphemed openly multiple times. Jay turned away a wheelchair.
I turned away a kid in a wheelchair.
We'll see you guys next episode. We're filming in hell.
Yeah, we're not gonna allow to be out in public again.
Satan is our
we
guest
need to be
speaker.
heavily filtered.
No, we need to be censored. Like,
okay, we're going back to the question.
Okay, back to the question.
What was your question though? Because you've not asked me a question.
Okay, so my question was gonna be like, having been like in a committed relationship, have you ever come into contact with have you ever come into contact with feeling like you're receiving the bare minimum in a relationship? / what qualities in a partner do you believe make them irreplaceable?
Okay. First question. When I was in high school, I went on quasi dates with this boy. We had met this program for a year. I was still in the closet this time where I was coming to terms with my sexuality. So I was like still like, ooh, I'm straight.
Just like a little bit like
definitely
a little fun. I'm more fun than your average guy.
A little more fun. And this guy was there too. And we just chatted. We were kind of friends. We weren't really like close. And then around November, he follows me on Snapchat. That's what it was. He friends me on Snapchat and we just start chatting. And then he's flirting with me. And I go, yeah, absolutely. And we go on a couple dates. We drive around. You know, in small town America, you have no idea what you can do. You just drive to Target.
No, literally.
You watch a movie.
Stop the
you go to the
parking
beach.
lot. Oh, see, that's a Florida thing.
We were at the beach. You couldn't do that in New York.
No, you couldn't. We went to the high school.
We went ice skating though.
Oh shit! Okay.
We went on 4 dates. I consider them 4 dates. I don't know. He considers
they're a date if you claim them to be a date.
He was flirting with me the whole time. Like, it was not like a one-way street. Like,
you know,
he liked me.
Yeah, you know.
But I think he was in the closet too.
Oh, that's
because I don't think his family was super inclusive either. So we'd chat, we'd get along, we'd have our dates, and on the 4th date, he just kind of left.
Oh.
Like, I was gonna ask him, like, what are we gonna be? Like, I like you. Like, this is fun hanging out. Do you want to be boyfriends or something? I'm so naive. It was like we had held hands like once during the movie that we watched, cuties. Frozen 2. Shout out! I don't remember the plot of that movie because I only remember him next to me.
Oh my God! Go back and watch. It's still a gem. A gem of a movie.
I can't watch it though because
oh my God, it's gonna bring back like PTSD, like heartbreak.
That was a good date. That was a good date. Held hands. The way I offered it was the scary scene where the giant snow monsters were attacking.
Oh.
And I said, he's jumped or something because I think it was a jump scare. And I go, are you scared? Do you want to hold hands? And he said, sure. And then we held hands. But you know when like you held hands with someone for the first ever time and like you're kind of clenching.
You're gripping. It's like death grip. Like I'm never letting go.
You're unafraid to move, but then also your hand starts like sweating.
Yes.
Then the movie ended and we just kind of unfurled our hands, and then that was never commented on again. Then after the ice skating date, he just runs. I was like gonna say bye. He runs in his car. He leaves, and I was like, "What the hell?
No.
What's going on?
I don't know. Are you afraid of this love?
What are you afraid of?" Because I wanted to ask him. Because he literally held my hand while we were ice skating.
Okay.
I did fall and hurt my wrist.
Okay, that's romance though. Like he was taking care of you.
Bare minimum. Talk about the bare minimum. He helped me
literally. Like I'm sorry. Yeah.
For like a minute, he held my hand. That was it, and then he let go.
Okay.
He let me fall.
Okay, reframe.
He cared so much about me that he took me to ice skate.
No, literally, he was like romantic day number 4. I'm so excited.
So excited.
On a theme, like Frozen.
Then I'm like, that's it. After this, I need to ask him. So I messaged him. I sent him a paragraph on Snapchat. I said, I really like you. I don't know how you feel. I just want to reach out there. He goes, I don't feel the same way. I thought we were just friends. And also, like, school's ending. We don't know how it's going to be. A few weeks later, COVID.
Oh.
And so then time goes by. I do my own thing. I move past it. You know, I write my little poems and songs about him.
Mr. Creative.
The Taylor Swift, like, world of songwriting took me over.
As it should.
Folklore.
Guys, I need to tell you, like, he's in his Taylor Swift era sweatshirt right now. Like, he is true to his word.
I am true.
Yeah.
No, I love Taylor Swift. And then in the middle of COVID, he reaches out to me. And he says,
someone's lonely.
What are we gonna do? Like after school ends, because it was like lockdown still, nothing was happening.
Yeah.
Summer was starting. My dumbass said this. I said, I don't know. I just been like tanning and working out and exercising, but like I don't know. I guess I'll continue doing that. Like that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I just didn't register that was a way to like a DM slide.
That was a
But I shut it down.
No,
I said,
shut it down.
I'll probably just keep doing what I've been doing.
Fucking good for you. As you see, Jay is he's on his game. He doesn't even know he's on his game.
Didn't even know I shut it down. And then I looked back at it and I said, that's creative.
That was a creative shutdown.
And then he never messaged me again.
But as you should.
Shout out to you.
When one door closes, another one opens. Because imagine you hadn't and you were just surviving on the bare minimum, hadn't even met.
Because he would have served the bare minimum if he was my boyfriend.
Really? Yeah.
He was like, he was not about anything. He was very negative. I did reframing a lot.
Okay, yeah.
It's like he's so down to earth. He's so grounded.
Oh, of course. No, that is a reframe.
He was so funny. He wasn't funny.
No, literally, it's like it's easy to be funny if you're just like, oh, bad teeth in America where we have dental coverage. That's crazy.
Although it doesn't compare to anything I've seen here.
No, say less because that is possibly our favorite retort to
a British person says something mean to us.
We're fat?
But look at these teeth.
But look at our teeth.
Look at our teeth.
Look at our teeth. They're so straight and pearly white. I'd like to see you try.
I'd like to see you try. NHS.
Interesting. Yeah,
no,
crazy.
You offended the NHS.
No, literally. Okay, the Pope, NHS, and the child in the wheelchair. We are going to help for sure. Let's get comfortable with the heat. Good thing we like the heat. I wonder, and I guess I'm asking, like, how did how did growing up in what I assume to be a more conservative like town and school, as a gay man in the closet in high school, like how did that kind of like, did that foster you being okay with maybe a bare minimum and having to reframe? Like,
well, the thing was that it took me a long, it wasn't until junior year that I actually accepted that I was gay, and that was a huge like revelation that I had.
Okay.
But like I still knew I was gay, but just I didn't admit it, and that's a huge barrier to go over. So, but I never accepted the bare minimum because I would use like Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift was actually like my rock, because I would learn about what people should and shouldn't do based on if they would fuck her over or not.
Oh.
So when I was looking for a relationship, I knew what I was looking for, but I just never engaged. I would like say I had crushes on girls, but I would never act on it. I just did my own thing. I did my tennis, I did my school, I did my theater.
Oh, he was unbothered.
And I just wouldn't move past it. I just never. So my expectations never went down. They only, which was like more opportunistic.
Yeah.
But I never accepted it because I didn't want to get that close.
No,
because I didn't want to be thought of as gay.
Okay, okay. God forbid.
God forbid.
God forbid.
Can you guys tell that I'm gay?
No, I'm like, by the way, this is Jay's coming out. Jay's
Exclusive.
Gay. Exclusive.
Dropping more as if it's not already there.
We literally talked about your boyfriend for like 10 minutes. Like, also, by the way.
So no, I had really big expectations for someone because I wanted because I could see all my friends that did go into relationships and Taylor Swift and other people.
Yeah.
That there are red flags.
Yes.
Red flag. And bare minimum was a red flag because they'd be like, oh my God, he did this. And I go, oh.
I like the voice. Like, oh.
Like, oh.
I'm singing it back.
And then also from the man that I was just told the story about, I'm not going to dox him. He is, if you think he.
Okay. That's all. That's all that needs to be said.
But like, I knew from that, I was like, yeah, I don't like that. That was a bad feeling.
Okay.
But I didn't want to get into a relationship though. I didn't want that when I went to college.
Like,
I wanted to be, as they say, a little loose. a
little
fun.
Free and loose.
I wanted adventures.
Yes,
I wanted adventures and storylines, and I wanted to experience what they call a college experience.
Yes.
And then Nick, he tapped that down, he locked it up.
How early?
And I'm so grateful because I love him. He's perfect. There's no one else I would rather be with,
That is so sweet.
And that's what I mean. He lifts the bar. Although he does get on my nerves because he's stubborn.
Okay, but yeah, everybody's got to. I feel like that if
he wasn't stubborn, that would be a red flag.
No, exactly. I was gonna say, like, stubbornness can sometimes be like showing like a way of like self-respect, like demanding what they want. And not all the time, but like if that's one of the things, like you need like a few traits that create a little tension. You need to disagree. Yes, otherwise where's the tension? You need to come to agreement. Otherwise be friends.
Yeah, you need to agree on values, of course. Like I'm not gonna date someone that's like, no, I hate people.
Yeah, literally. Like, oh wait, that's interesting, then you should probably be alone. Like,
yeah, you should probably be alone. Or like they're like rude to people, or like wait staff. Like those are values that you can't cross a line. Like respect other people.
Exactly.
But if they're stubborn, that means they have an opinion and thought. Like, could you imagine dating like a yes person?
Exactly, and that's
or someone that never challenges
sticks up for
you,
themselves.
Never gives an opinion.
No, that never is able to have those like conversations with you that like are what stimulate further conversation.
Exactly. I think the best friendships and any base relationships are based in the bold assumptions you make at the beginning and the crazy interactions you
when I tell you that this man loves a bold assumption. But he's right. He's right. I think our friendship started off of some bold assumptions. We don't need to go into who or what.
Oh, they were really big. We would sit down for like 2 hours and just 3 hours and just yap. We would like not end. We'd say, you want to go walk around the mall and look at shops?
Let's just like look at things, and then let's get food, and then let's get coffee, and then
be like, well,
coffee.
Ani, I have to go cook dinner. Ani, I have to go back. And we'd be like, I guess.
Yeah, like I guess you're right. Let's stop in a store on our way though. Like
it's a litmus test.
It's a
you need to make bold assumptions, because if people are willing to play the game with you,
yes,
then they're more willing to have fun and not take themselves seriously.
Yeah,
because that's honestly that's the biggest red flag.
And
that's things that would make someone so replaceable. It's when they take themselves too seriously.
I would agree with that. I think that's a strong one. Like taking yourself too seriously. I think taking on like in the same vein but like slightly different. I agree. I think taking life too seriously is what is like just broadly also very replaceable. I'm like, okay, now people who are taking everything around themselves like fact, like taking not to get too far into the spiritual realm or whatever, but like taking like the pressures and anxiety of like directly exactly whatever's happening next and like making the most money or being the most impressive, dressing the nicest. That is like, if you're taking those qualities so seriously, I'm like, yeah, okay, dime a dozen. Bye.
Exactly, because I was listening to some, I don't know, some podcast, maybe Diary of a CEO or something.
Yeah.
And there was a person talking about all this stuff is instrumental. You
Yes.
want money, you want this to do what? Confidence. You want abs, or you want to work out to what? Have confidence.
Yes.
Or you want to have security.
Yes.
Or stability. So at the end of the day, you're just seeking some very basic things that you're taking, and you're reifying this
Yes.
instrumental property. And once you get it, you're never satisfied.
No,
like,
exactly.
Notice that the investment bankers are like, once I get X number, I'll be out. Once I get X number. They always have the number. They said, once I reach this number, I'm out to go retire with my family, or, you know, chill and relax and travel the world. And they just keep changing the number.
Exactly. The threshold moves and moves and moves.
And it's because they're so focused, and they end up in their 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, shit. And now I have a hip that doesn't work, and I can't do what I wanted to do. Because they took it all way too seriously and never took a step back and realized that, hey, there are things that are way more important than a number or a physical goal.
Like, oh, like I wasn't really chasing XYZ millions of dollars. I was really chasing like security and safety for my family, the luxury to be able to do what I want with my own time. And I think people who take like the physical so literally, that I'm like,
I just don't think they see the forest through the trees. They get so caught up. And then they're just not fun.
Yes.
Because then everything becomes a competition, or it becomes life or death, or it becomes the end of the world, and you're just like, back up.
Yes. Let's bring picture
this is all going towards a goal of what?
Exactly.
And that's what really helped me a lot with this master's program that I'm doing. Because do I want to do my philosophy and health for the rest of my life? No. Do I want to do a PhD? No. But the people around me want to. Yes. And if I pretended to follow what they were doing and take that seriously and like adopt their perspective, would it have worked? No,
I don't think so, because I think obviously staying true to what's true to you. Like, you're only going to get as quality work and as much from this type of program as what you're going to get exactly what you put into it. Because after a certain level of, I think after like undergrad, bachelor's, like all the rest of that education, like we're choosing to be here. And so that means you can choose the mode in which you show up for it, and like what role you want this program to be playing for you.
Exactly.
And if you're not looking to go further into academia, not pretending, but like trying to behave in that same way as people who are, like, is not going to reap you the benefits for what you want out of it.
And that's what I realized when I'm stressing about my dissertation right now that's due in a month.
Scary.
Scary.
He said the bad word.
And I'm debating between going, like, should I not go to the gym today to work on it, or should I not go to this like networking event, or should I like not apply for jobs or do this or that? I should focus on my dissertation. And I feel bad and I get stressed about that. And I realize, whoa. This degree was instrumental in getting to a job that I wanted, or getting this place. So I shouldn't sacrifice things that are important to my values. I need to just take it less seriously.
Yes.
I need to move into a space where I respect the importance of what I'm doing, and that I committed myself to doing it and I enjoy it. But at the same time, recognize that my real goals are beyond this.
Yes.
And that I always am going to try my hardest.
100%.
But I can only have 24 hours in the day. So why kill myself trying to do all of these things and try to achieve 7 different goals that aren't mine when I have like 1 or 2 that are really close to my heart?
Oh, so true. And I will say, you said it all right there, like goals that aren't mine. Like, not trying on other people's goals and like trying to live up to how they expect themselves to perform. No, if they're not your goals, they're not your goals. And I think especially in what you referenced, like personal health, mental stability, like going to the gym, taking care of yourself, cooking for yourself, and making time for social events and like connections with your friends in this very short span of time that we're here. I think that is the type of stuff that aligns with your goals, with your values. Like, a big part of why we're here is to meet people, make these connections, experience like a very specific
environment,
like a very specific environment to study in and to learn
because
from.
I said this to someone the other day. I could have written a dissertation using the sources I get off the internet from any university. The books that I'm citing and the ideas that I'm coming up with pulled from sources that I could have accessed from my bedroom doing an online course at a school in America.
Literally, like...
But instead, I'm here getting information from the professors. I'm going to reading groups. I'm here to meet people, go to the Cambridge events. Like, that's a whole piece of this that I'm paying to come here to do, that I shouldn't forget and get so locked into the idea of this dissertation is life or death.
100%.
Because I'm going to produce a fine dissertation. I'm going to try my best.
You always do.
Right?
You always come through. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that you're going to live up to the task. But it's also about, like, what is the goal from this? And that, I think you've beautifully articulated, like, even in a way that really opened my eyes, because it was in a time where and I say in a time, like, it's when these programs are as short as they are, like, I feel like you go through so many different phases.
We're in a 9-month master, or I'm in a 9-month master's.
I'm in an 11.
Yeah, so these are really short, quick. You're going to a whole different country, diving right in. Everything's new. So that's some context for you.
Exactly. Like, so these phases, I'm talking about myself like 5 weeks ago versus like 5 weeks ago, but I was in a different place with my research and with like my mindset around being here, because I feel like for me, I did go into this with the intention to go right into a PhD, with the intention to take whatever work I'm doing here and directly translate it into my next steps for both career and academic, like, life. And so the reason I was coming to Cambridge was not for Cambridge. I applied for the program. But after a few months of that type of lab work, I don't know, there is so much to be said that I can't even get into yet. I think that's a whole other episode's problem.
We'll talk about future careers. Right now we're just talking about replaceability and relationships and expectations.
No, exactly. And all to say, expectations, bringing it back to there.
What's the biggest expectation that's changed, though, for you?
I think the expectation of linearity. The expectation of going right from undergrad to a master's to a PhD to a career, or even just like the linearity of sort of secure post-undergrad to very secure master's to very, very secure PhD, like a funded PhD position for 4 years, where I know what I'm doing for 4 years in a row. Whereas now I'm facing down a year that is, I've slowly begun to cobble together like an outline of what it looks like, but there's not much security in it. It's very different from what I expected my next year to look like. And it almost, like, you could look at it, and if you knew I was going to a PhD from a master's, and then look at how my year has shifted into this kind of a quilt, a tapestry of sorts of like jobs that I'll be doing next year, you can look at that and be like, oh, she took a step backwards. But I didn't.
But I don't think so, because when we look at where people end up, when you look at, presidents of these companies or CEOs or even famous celebrities, it's all viewed through this linear progress. Like, oh, everything happened for a reason. But in the moment, you don't know that.
Exactly.
You have so much hindsight bias to analyze that this all went correctly.
Yes.
And someone's going to look back at your history when you're a successful environmental scientist, activist, policymaker, wherever you end up, and say, oh, it was always that way because she went to Cambridge and then she then did this PhD program through this.
Exactly.
Little do they know that at every point you're like, is this the right thing? Is this the right approach?
Exactly. They don't know that I'm tweaking out at every single note of this. Like, I promise you, I
think everyone does.
Yes.
I see that all the time on TikTok. People are like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I just started a podcast, or I started posting videos on TikTok and I became famous. Like,
exactly.
But I think it was a good point that you said, this idea of linearity. That's what I thought too. I thought, you go from, even when you're little, you're told you need to go to college, and you're told, you need to go to grad school. And then now you're here and you're like, well, I always thought I was going to do policy work in the U.S. and activism and advocacy, and I go back to the U.S. and I do whatever, maybe go directly to law school after this.
Yeah.
And then looking at the changes in the U.S. right now, there's no jobs.
No, literally.
Not even I'm like, just work for this or that for whatever reason. They're just not hiring.
No, exactly.
It's not even me being picky.
No, that's the thing.
So now
we're not even choosing our futures right now.
So now I have to choose, and it's pushed me to consider new options. And it's freeing, but it's also, my expectations on myself are crazy.
Yes.
Because I have the choice, so many choices that almost you don't even know what's available to you until you like go, oh, these blinders are off. This linear path that I set out before me is now no longer there.
Like, I can't see the road in front of me. I don't know.
People ask me, like, when they ask you, pick your goals in a year. I used to know, oh, in a year I want to be at Cambridge, or in a year I want to have completed my dissertation in undergrad, or in a year I want to have attended this policy program or something like that.
Yeah.
Or a year later I want to be in college.
Exactly.
On a scholarship. But here now, if you ask me where I want to be in a year, I have no fucking idea.
No, literally, I don't know where, I don't know what, I don't know in what capacity, surrounded by who.
We're surrounded with, we have such drive, ambitious, and hard work, and it's gotten us so far. But now we have to create our own question. Like, where are we going?
Like, yeah, exactly. Where are we going next? And I feel like that's one of the hardest things, like the paradox of choice. Like, I'm curious. Have you ever heard of, there's this one study, I'll have to look it up and like find the the proper citation.
Just give us like the...
But I was thinking, I feel like you've heard of this. Have you ever heard of like the jam? It's the study of the paradox of choice and jam and a jam stand. Yeah.
What's a jam stand?
Just like at a farmer's market, like that sells jams.
Tell me about it.
And so this is the one that like proved like the way, it was a neuroscience study. And it was the study that measured like the brains of like willing participants and volunteers, how the brain responded to 2 different jam stands at a farmer's market. There was one that had 4 different flavors of jams, and there was one that had 27 different flavors of jams. And these groups of people were asked to go to the jam stand with 4 and the jam stand with 27. And over time, like following these groups of people, they found that the jam stand with 4 not only sold about 5 times the amount of jam. 5 times the amount of jam as compared to the 27. It also, when for the participants who were like not just observed consumers, who were actually like intentionally participating in the study, when they measured the brain activity afterwards, they found that those who interacted with the 4 jam stand versus the 27 showed like satisfaction, decrease in cortisol, decrease in the stress hormone versus the 27. And it's that too many choices overstimulated them, stressed them out, and decided them to like put them off even buying jam. They didn't even buy jam. But when you had too many options, the brain was overstimulated, unhappy.
That's what happened to me when I came here for the first time to buy groceries. Literally. All of the options, I said, I don't even know what I'm going to buy.
Babe,
that's so true. The jam, we were part of the jam study.
We were part of the jam study.
Let's get our jam on.
Jam, that was cute. Jam on. That could be a tagline. Let us know how you feel.
Not a tagline.
Okay.
The other day we were taking photos for this podcast, and what was your catchphrase?
Watch this space. I literally know.
Guys, if you see a Instagram post with the comment, watch this space by us, know that I am in danger and I need rescue. There's a gun to my head.
He's blinking for help. He's blinking for help.
It means Ani has won.
I have you captive.
She has me captive.
Okay, wait. Okay. Why do you think the idea of the Pope has gained such traction in media, in film, in social media coverage, and like even the worlds of fashion?
I think the creators of the movie Conclave were right on the money. They knew Francis was getting old.
Oh.
They knew that their time to shine was then. So they produced a wonderful movie. Have you watched Conclave?
No, I have not.
I watched it 3 days ago, and it was shocking.
Shocking.
It was one of those movies that's like really good acting.
Yeah.
Really controversial.
Okay.
They had some blasphemous things in there.
Oh shoot, we'd be perfect for it.
It would be great. But it was just really well done, and I think that set up everyone. I love when media and real life align.
Me too. It's so good.
They foreshadow.
They foreshadowed. They were telling us like this is what's about to be. Get prepared.
But I think everyone, when it comes to the Pope, likes this process of analyzing who these people are and picking winners. And are all men replaceable? Of course they are. Otherwise, we wouldn't be ready. At the drop of a hat. We wouldn't
be picking from a pool.
At the drop of it, when he first got sick, when Pope Francis first got sick, immediately 1,000 news sources dropped like who the next popes could be.
Honestly, yeah. Like the timeline of it, you're right. Like the man was not even.
He wasn't even cold.
No, he was not even cold.
He was actually alive.
He was literally warm-blooded.
He was warm-blooded, and they were
warm-blooded. The Vatican every day they were like hitting us with and the Pope has taken his last breath. For the evening, I'm going to bed. See you in the morning. XOXO Gossip Girl. Like,
XOXO Gossip Girl.
The idea of it being replaceable in this scenario is highly reinforced by the fact that they immediately, all the headlines, they fly these men in from all over the world to get ready to essentially like, okay, this might be dramatic, but And correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't seen the conclave. You're the expert right now. Is it like Hunger Games style, like fight to the death? Like, I want to be that Pope.
No.
Okay.
According to the conclave and my deep knowledge of Catholic lore, they actually all come in. They already know who the big heavy hitters are, the influential people are.
Okay.
And then, of course, in this case, Pope Leo was like an underdog that no one thought would win based on their experience, because there is a resume bit to it, because they've done certain things, they've accomplished certain goals. They're they're archbishops of a region.
Okay.
So it's not these people are like a random cardinal comes in and they're like, this man. Except in the conclave, that happened.
Oh shit! Is it Stanley Tucci?
Stanley Tucci is not, unfortunately.
No. I am a Tucci head.
She's a Tucci head. TM, Tucci head.
TM, Tucci head. If anybody wants to join my club.
Tucci? Why?
Like, okay, I can't even explain why, but
is
actually
it his baldness?
It is totally the bald. No. It's the movie Big Night. If anybody knows,
I've never heard of.
Okay, he must go watch. Everybody go bully Jay into watching Big Night. It's fantastic. If anybody's seen the movie, you just know. It is a movie about brotherhood, Italian root food, fun, fashion, Louis Prima, jazz, the American dream. Ever since seeing that movie, Tucci head TM. I've read his book 4 times. If you want to sponsor this podcast, Stanley Tucci, please.
Didn't you read his books too?
4 times.
Wait, go walk us through this process of the reading, because I thought this was hilarious.
Okay. So, I saw one day, I didn't realize I had Spotify Premium, and I saw that there were audiobooks available. First one up there, it's like my phone knew me. Stanley Tucci audiobook, Taste, My Life Through Food. So I listened to it, but ADHD, fun, spicy neurodivergence brain, I heard it in my ears. I was not paying attention. I was all over the place.
She was walking, she was doing homework, she was on the
I was
lab.
cursing out like the day that I chose to join a lab. Like I was like, wait, STEM whom? So I'm listening to it, not really listening. So I'm like, I want a hard copy. So I go get the book, Taste My Life Through Food. Read it. It's fantastic.
She loves it. Physical book.
It's so good. And then I'm like, you know what? Now that I've listened to it and read it, I should probably use this as a jumping off point to get back into like practicing other languages that I want to achieve higher level of fluency in. And so I got it in Portuguese. So I read it in Portuguese, sabor, something, mi vida. Obviously it works.
A minha vida pela comida.
And the white boy puts me to shame. Absolutely. Yes, he was right. That's exactly what it was called. Not even going to try to repeat it. So I read it in Portuguese. And then I'm like, okay, time to revisit the first book, cross-check how well I retained the information for the Portuguese one. And then I went to his sequel, which I forget the title, but I'm currently
it's probably like
that.
Smell. My life
through nose.
My life through nose. Stanley Tucci, if you release a trick, what's the third book of the series called?
Like the trilogy,
I don't know, the third piece to your sequel, the sequel to your sequel.
Yes.
When you release the sequel to your sequel titled Smell, My Life Through Nose.
Yes.
I think we both deserve an acknowledgement in the beginning.
A shout out, a sponsorship. Maybe if you want to bring us onto your new show that's on Disney Plus, I'm right there.
Or we can bring you onto this show.
Yes, but like his show is
his
show is in Italy.
Oh.
It's in Italy, Jay. What if we're getting like trip to Italy with Stanley Tucci to go be cooked for?
Tucci heads for Italy. Tucci heads for Italy.
Tucci heads through Italy.
Underqualified as Tucci heads take on Italy. Stanley Tucci, I hope you're listening.
Does it have a ring? Let us know in the comments.
It doesn't have a ring.
Okay.
Please let us know in the comments.
It's fine. To me, I'm like, ring, ring, ring. Yes.
Ani's coming at you with this tagline. She's like, what was the other one, the vision?
Jam. No.
Jam.
Watch this space.
Oh, watch this space.
Watch
Jam.
this
Tucci
space.
heads.
I have an idea. I have ideas.
Reframe. Welcome to our final segment of Underqualified.
Rapid fire. Oh, sorry.
Give me a moment to explain. Where we're going to ask each other questions. Ani, you can't keep interrupting me. Welcome to our final section of the podcast, Underqualified. Rapid fire questions, quick answers, hot takes. Are you ready, Ani?
I'm ready.
Question 1. Underrated the process of the conclave.
Underrated. Peak male friendship, please.
Game of Thrones style.
Game of Thrones, Hunger Games. I mean, they're just all
They're killing each other.
Killing each other, but brothers. But brothers eating pasta in there together. Men aspire to this. Underrated. Good morning text.
Underrated. Actually, I text Nick every morning. Or actually, we FaceTime when he's awake because he has a bad sleep schedule. So I just go, hi. Over, underrated, Gulf of America.
Fuck. Oh, overrated. It's the Gulf of Mexico.
Thank you for listening to Underqualified. Thank you so much for your ears. We love your ears. They're so cute.
They're so cute. No, seriously, thank you for joining our coffee chat today.
We will be releasing weekly episodes, so subscribe to our podcast, whatever platform you're listening to. Set a reminder, weekly episodes.
Subscribe, like, follow. Join us on social media. Follow our Instagram.
And if you thought that this episode was good, bad, or ugly, please give us a comment or ask a question.
Yeah, but not too harshly. If you're going to critique us, go home. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you.
We love you. And your ears.